Most people consider this beloved musical a flawless masterpiece, but the reality behind the camera tells a very different story. From production mishaps to clever editing tricks, we're uncovering surprising moments that made it into the final film. Once you spot them, you'll never watch the same way again. The opening shot that nearly didn't happen. That famous opening sequence. You know, the one with the lead actress spinning across a gorgeous alpine meadow. Looks effortless on screen. The truth? It was a technical nightmare. The crew used a helicopter-mounted camera, which created two major problems. First, the actress couldn't hear her cues over the deafening rotor noise, so the choreographer had to shout instructions through a megaphone while hiding in nearby bushes. Second, every time the helicopter swooped past, the downdraft was so powerful it literally knocked her to the ground. She later joked about constantly spitting out dirt and grass. It took multiple attempts to capture a usable take. Meanwhile, the farmer who owned the land had already mowed his tall grasses despite initially agreeing not to, forcing the crew to work with what remained. They ended up building an artificial stream and repositioning trees to create the magical landscape you see on screen. When injuries changed the film, not everything went smoothly during production. During the gazebo dance sequence, the actress playing the eldest daughter slipped on the wet floor and crashed through a glass pane, badly injuring her ankle. Rather than delay shooting, the crew bandaged her up, covered the injury with makeup, and continued filming. Interestingly, the actual gazebo in Salzburg was too small for proper camera work, so the production team built a larger replica on a soundstage in Los Angeles. The lead actress also left her own mark on the music. At the end of one particular song, she added a note an octave higher than written in the score, simply because she could hit it. That improvised flourish became one of the song's most memorable moments. Several film scenes never made the final cut. The director removed them to improve pacing, including a garden solo performance and an introduction scene. These editorial decisions helped create the brisk tempo audiences loved. The unexpected box office phenomenon. When the film opened in 1965, critics gave mixed reviews. Some found it too old-fashioned, but audiences disagreed completely. Within a month, it hit #1 at the box office and stayed there. By late 1966, it had become the highest-grossing film of all time, surpassing the previous record holder. It sold over 283 million tickets worldwide and broke attendance records in 29 countries. In many cities, it remained in theaters for over 4 years. The film's success came from its emotional clarity. It combined romance, family dynamics, and moral courage in a universally relatable way, while the lead actress's radiant presence anchored every scene. Families returned repeatedly, and word of mouth turned regular screenings into communal events where audiences would sing along. Casting decisions that almost went differently. Finding the right lead actress was surprisingly straightforward for the writer, who insisted there was only one person for the role. However, studio executives weren't convinced. She had just finished 2 films that hadn't been released yet and was primarily known for stage work. The studio circulated lists of established stars as alternatives. The director, however, had seen early footage from one of her unreleased films and immediately recognized her star quality. He rushed to sign her before other studios caught on. She signed for $225,000, respectable but with no profit sharing. Her first question to the director was telling. How are you going to get all the sugar out of this picture? She worried the story would be too sentimental, and that concern helped her deliver a performance that felt sincere rather than saccharine. The male lead, who almost walked away. Securing the actor for the captain role proved far more complicated. The man who eventually took the part nearly refused multiple times. He found the character too one-dimensional, a cardboard cutout of an authoritarian father. Other major stars were considered, but none seemed right. The hesitant actor remained the top choice, but he refused to sign until changes were made. He wrote directly to the screenwriter, requesting the character have more depth, worldly charm, humor, and gradual emotional transformation rather than rigid discipline throughout. The creative team agreed and reshaped key scenes. They even gave him a solo musical moment to showcase the character's inner conflict. These collaborative changes allowed him to commit fully, delivering a performance that balanced authority with vulnerability. Weather woes and production challenges. Despite its sunny appearance, filming in Austria and Bavaria was plagued by relentless rain. What looks like bright summer weather was actually carefully timed breaks between downpours. One seemingly simple scene, a character climbing through a bedroom window after getting caught in the rain, required 15 takes due to weather, lighting, and continuity issues. Between takes, they used a device nicknamed Mr. Rainstorm to keep the actress appropriately drenched, leaving her shivering throughout. Mountain roads turned to mud, making vehicle transport impossible. Equipment crew, and even the lead actress, had to be hauled up steep hills in ox carts. The director later recalled seeing her bundled in a fur coat, bouncing in a cart while waiting patiently to film. Every delay increased costs and tested morale, but somehow the final product looks effortlessly sun-drenched. The romantic kiss that took 12 takes. The pivotal romantic kiss between the two leads was anything but romantic to film. What appears as one tender moment actually required 12 attempts. The culprit? The arc lights used to create soft evening glow emitted a strange groaning sound, almost like a deep raspberry. Every time the actors leaned in, the odd noise would echo across the set, and both would burst into laughter. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't keep straight faces. The director grew increasingly frustrated as time and budget slipped away. He eventually changed the lighting setup, shooting in semi-darkness to eliminate both the distracting noise and the actors' giggles. The final result was stitched together from multiple takes to create one smooth, romantic illusion. A dangerous lake scene. One playful sequence. The family tumbling from a rowboat into a lake carried real danger. The production required 4 takes of the boat tipping over, but the youngest cast member couldn't swim. The lead actress had been instructed to fall forward so she'd land near the child and pull her to safety. But in the chaos, she accidentally fell backward instead. For a tense moment, the young girl struggled with her head bobbing underwater before crew members rushed in. You can actually see another child actress helping carry the youngest one out of the water in the final cut. Despite being frightened, the young performer continued without complaint, giving the footage authentic energy. Continuity errors hiding in plain sight. Even meticulous filmmaking couldn't prevent continuity slips. During one rainy bedroom entrance, a character stands in the middle of the bed in one shot, then suddenly appears on the side when the angle changes, only to jump back to center again. In another scene, an angrily thrown drape completely vanishes from the floor between camera cuts. A glass magically switches from one hand to another during a guitar playing sequence. During a carriage ride, the same storefront appears twice as they supposedly travel through the city. Hair that flies wildly in long shots appears perfectly neat in close-ups filmed on different days. Even the children's positions shift impossibly between frames during group scenes. A reminder that coordinating 7 young actors across multiple takes created inevitable placement variations. The prop mistake no one caught. During the family's escape in their car, there's a brief shot showing the vehicle's underside. Sharp-eyed viewers might notice the tires are a type that wasn't invented until 10 years after the film's 1938 setting. There's also a sound error in one conversation where we hear 3 distinct taps on a character's cheek, though physical contact only happened twice. Individually, these mistakes are minor, but collectively they add a charming layer to the film's legacy. Proof that even classics rely on the magic of editing, and sometimes that magic reveals its seams.